I'm back to Tell the Truth channel. Please like, share my content on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and what other content that y'all go on. I appreciate that very much. I am in Jesus and Jesus is in me. All right, I have a channel message from my Father that He want me to speak on. And it's about love, trust, and respect with marriages and relationship. This is what He want me to speak on. If you are with somebody and you are married to somebody, you have to have love and trust in that marriage, in that relationship. You have to have love and you have to have trust in that marriage, in that relationship. Because if you don't have that, you don't have nothing. Nothing whatsoever. You don't even have a marriage. You don't even have a relationship. It's just dead. That's what it is. It's just dead. Because if you don't have love and trust, you might as well just throw the marriage and the relationship out the window. You have to know how to trust your partners. You need to know how to trust your partners. If your partners go out in the streets or whatever, they go to visit family, friends, or whatever. If they decide to go out and kick it by themselves or whatever they want to do, you need to have trust in that partner. And you need to have faith in that partner. Because if you don't have love and you don't have trust and you don't have faith, you don't have nothing. You can't always think that every time your partner step out the door that they about to do something out there in the world. It ain't all about that. It's not all about that. Sometimes people just want some time to themselves. Just to spend to themselves. They don't always got to be around people every time they step out in the world. Sometimes they just want to be by themselves and just collect their mind and get themselves together. Why you think when people work and they come home from work and some people just sits in their car and just listen to their music and drink or whatever they do, they trying to collect their mind. Why you think that some people when they go to the bars, when they get off work, they just want to go relax and, collect their mind. Just because they in the bar with a bunch of people don't mean they out there doing nothing with the person, with the people. They're just out there collecting their mind. Sometimes people need to be alone just to get their thoughts together. You know, Sometimes people just want to be around their family just to enjoy being around their families. It ain't got to be always somebody out there want to do something all willy-nilly. See, that's the point. And the point is that the only time when people think that people is out there doing stuff all willy-nilly, it's because they out there doing it. They out there doing it, so they think that their partner is out there doing it. That's what it is. So like I said, if you don't have trust, if you don't have love in your relationship, you don't have nothing. And that goes in your marriage too. If you don't have none of that, then you don't have nothing. What's the sense of you being married? What's the sense of you dating if you don't have that? Because love and trust go a long way in marriages and relationship. If you can trust and love your partner and knowing that they ain't out there doing things and all that, then that's how your marriage loves for a long, long time. How you think it's people that's in their 90s, in their hundreds, and they still married to their partners because they trust their wives, they trust their husbands, they trust them. And when you got trust and love in your marriage, nothing can come between that. When you trust your partners, you can't let all of this negative stuff get in your head, all of these crazy thoughts that you have in your head mess with your trust. in your love, in your relationships, and in your marriage. You can't let it happen. You have to keep the faith that you know that your partner or your wife or your husband or your girlfriend won't step out on you, or your boyfriend won't step out on you. You have to have that trust. You got to have that faith. Because people is just not on the earth to be out there doing things all willy-nilly. They out here to work for the Lord. They out here to do the work for the Lord. Every time God give you life and wake you up in the morning, and you taking it one day at a time, because you have to take life one day at a time. Because God don't want you to count on the other days. You only take that one day and worry about that one day. And after you worry about that one day, you leave the rest to God. You leave the rest to God and let God handle that. You have to know how to have trust, faith, and love in your marriages and in your relationships. Because if you don't have that, you don't have nothing. Nothing at all. You might as well just divorce your wife, divorce your husband, walk away from your girlfriend, walk away from your boyfriend. Because you don't have trust and you don't have love, you don't have nothing. It's done. It's done. What's the sense of you trying to work out something? What's the sense of you trying to work it out if you don't have trust or love in your marriages or in your relationships? What's the sense of you working it out for? You might as well let it go. Because you can't always think that somebody is out there about to do something. Can they just go out there and enjoy themselves by themselves at times? Can they just go out there and spend time with their families just to be spending time with their families? You know, it ain't got to be the person always doing something, unless the person is doing something. So when you always thinking negative about your partner or your wife or your husband, then you're doing something. You doing something, not the wife, not the husband, not the girlfriend, not the boyfriend. One of y'all is doing something. Somebody is the one that's doing the dummy. Somebody is the one is out there doing the dirty deed. Because if they wasn't doing the dirty deed, they would have the trust in the relationship. They will have the trust. Because if you don't have that, then you know you're doing something. You're going to be accusing your wife and your girlfriend and your boyfriend and your husband for every little thing that they ain't doing, because you doing it. That's why. That's the truth right there. Because you doing it. And you want to throw it out on your partner or your husband or your wife or your girlfriend or your boyfriend. You want to throw it out on them because you the one is doing the dirty deed. So, if you're going to be out there doing all of that and keep accusing your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your husband, then you might as well let it go, because ain't no trust in that marriage, ain't no trust in that relationship. You might as well let it go. And ain't nobody got to always have somebody in a relationship. They don't always got to have somebody because you see them in a certain outfit. You know, if you see somebody wearing a certain outfit, if they got on a man's shirt, okay? If your woman or your girlfriend or whoever is wearing a man's shirt, that don't mean she got a man in her life. It could be that she bought the shirt because she liked the shirt. You know, women do wear man's shirts. You know, they do. Because they like the material of the shirt. They like it because it's comfortable. It keeps them warm. So they like it. Sometimes you can get the shirt from, your son. You can get it from your grandkids. Because, you have grandsons that wear big shirts like man's. You have sons that wear shirts, big shirts. It's sons, man's out there wear what? Um, a 2 in a shirt, a 1.5, a 1, shirt, whatever. You know what I'm saying, y'all. It don't always got to be when you see a woman in a shirt that it's got to be another man's shirt. She have mans in the family, okay? Women's have mans in the family. Grandsons, sons, they have them in the family. Or they go out there and buy their own shirt. Because like I said, it's man's love. It's women's love to wear man's shirts. I do. I love wearing man's shirts because they're comfortable. And I go buy man's shirts for myself. And I wear them because I like them. Because men's shirts are thicker than women's shirts. They are thicker. They sweaters are thicker than ladies' sweaters. So I like wearing men's sweaters because they keep me warm and I like them. So I buy them because I like them. So it's not going to be the first and the last you see me in a man's sweater because I love wearing man's sweaters. I love wearing man's jackets because they jackets are thicker than ladies' jackets. So I like them and I wear them because I like them. Because they thicker. So you ain't got to have a man in your house. You ain't got to have, wearing your son's jacket or your grandson's jacket or your son's shirt, sweater, or your grandson's sweater. You could go out there and buy it yourself and wear it. And when you do that, it's always somebody thinking you got somebody. No, it's just that some women like to wear man's sweaters. Just like if you do have a man and he leave his sweater, you're going to wear it because you like the material of it. You like the designs on it. And you want to match it up with your outfit. That's what you do. You match up your outfit. Whatever you buy, you match it up. So when I step out in the world, I don't go out there without matching. My stuff that I wear have to be matched from my feet all the way up to my toes, all the way up to my head. Everything I wear match everything. It's got to be matched to the T. I cannot step out in the world without matching my stuff. It got to be matched. If I see a sweater and it's a man's sweater, I'm going to match it up with my pants, with my socks, with my shoes, with my panties, with my bra, whatever I got, with the hairstyle I got or whatever, going to be matched from the head, from the feet all the way up to the head. That's me. That's how I wear. That's how I dress. I'm not going to step out without matching because I have to be matched up to everything I wear. And another thing about me, when I go somewhere, I always got to have on something new, especially when I'm going out. When I'm going out to kick it, I cannot go out without a new outfit. That's me. I've been like that all my life. Every time I step out, I have to have on a new outfit from my feet to from my feet, from my pants to my shirt and to the top of my head. Everything got to be, on fleet. Everything got to be on fleet because that's me. That's the way I dress. That's the way I dress. And anybody can tell you that know me knows that I don't just dress any kind of way. I don't. When I step out, I got to step out. Even if I go to the store. If I'm going to the store and handling some business, I got to step out. If I'm just going just to run a little, just to run out for a little bit, to get a little bit of some, then I'm going to wear something just plain, comfortable, whatever it is. It ain't even got to match. It's just something I just got to run out there and get and come on back. But if I'm going to stay out there for a while and I'm about to handle some stuff, handle some business, I gotta be fleet. I gotta be straight. I gotta be dressed down to the fleet. That's me. Always been like that. Anybody that know me will tell y'all that's me. That's me. I was the best dresser in my neighborhood. Where I used to live, I was the best dresser. The best dresser in my neighborhood because I always dress from the fleet. That's me. I dress from my feet all the way up. That's me. That's how I dress. I don't step out unless I'm dressed all the way down and all the way up. That's me. So if I see a shirt, if I see a sweater and I know it's going to match what I'm going to wear, I'm going to wear it. That's me. I don't care what people say about me because I know when I step out, I'm stepping out. That's how I am. When I step out, I'm going to step out. And I don't care what nobody say because nobody else don't buy my clothes. Don't nobody put no food on my table. Don't nobody pay my bills. I do all of that on my own and I don't need no help. But if a man decide to come in and help, that's fine too. I ain't going to push you away. If you decide to come in and we work together, that's fine. But while I'm by myself, I got this. I got this. So when a man do decide to walk in my life, the Lord sent him, then he's willing to help and we build together. I'm cool with that. But till then, if I'm on my own, I got this. I got this. So that's things y'all got to understand. You got to know how to handle yourself. Take care of yourself. Because you got to look at this. God come first, always number one. God is always number one. And you is number two. Always God is always first. And you number two. Always look out for number two and always put number one first. And that's God. That's the way it's supposed to be. So, yeah, you have to have faith and trust in each other. Because if you don't have that, you don't have nothing. Nothing at all. And this is what God wanted me to speak on. So if people want to know how I dress, yeah, I dress from my feet, from my socks, from my panties and bras, all the way up to my top of my head. That's how I dress. I coordinate everything. Got to be coordinated all the way. And like I said, I cannot step out unless I have on a new outfit. If I'm going somewhere to an event or something, I have to look good. I have to stand out. I don't like to dress like everybody else. I'm me. I do me, and I don't try to be like nobody else. It's just me. I do me. That's me. And I dress the way I like to dress. I don't like nobody. Now, I'm being honest with y'all. When I buy my clothes, I don't like to wear what nobody else wear. I like to stand out from everybody else. So when somebody see me with something on, they say, "Ooh, I like that outfit. Where you get that from? I like that outfit. I never seen that outfit." Because where I buy my stuff at is not where people buy their stuff. That's the difference. When I buy my stuff, it's not at the same place. So when people see me with an outfit on, they don't see it in the book. They don't see it in the stores because it's not in the stores. Because where I buy my stuff, it's not in the stores. That's the difference. It's not in the stores. So when I buy my shoes, because I know I wear gym shoes. I do. I wear a lot of gym shoes. And because I wear a lot of gym shoes, it's because I'm walking a lot. But if I'm going somewhere, I got heels. But my heels ain't gonna never, excuse me. My heels ain't gonna never be real high because I don't like wearing them real tall heels. I don't. My heels gotta be a 4-inch, small, a 3 or whatever y'all call them, that's really little. It can't be no high. I don't like them things because you can break your neck wearing them heels, especially trying to walk down the stairs and all that stuff. And if you're drinking and all that, you can fall and break your ankle, or you can fall and break your neck. I don't wear them things. I never did. I don't like high heels. I like them smaller, but not high. I don't. I don't wear heels like that. You're never going to see me in no high heels because I don't wear them like that. I wear heels, but not that high. And the only time I will wear my heels is when I'm going to an event or something. If I'm going to a graduation, if I'm going to a wedding or whatever, I have to stand out. That's me. When I go anywhere, I have to look good. I ain't going nowhere without looking good. I got to look good from my feet all the way up to my head. That's me. That's the way I dress. That's the way I dress. So, this is what the Lord wanted me to speak on. So, like I said, y'all need to have faith in each other and trust each other that every time a person walk out there in the world, ain't got to be doing nothing. Ain't got to be doing nothing, because if you don't have trust and you don't have faith and you don't have love, you don't have nothing. Throw it out the window. Just let it go, because it ain't nothing there. Thank you, Father. Just let it go, because it ain't nothing there. So, that's all. This is the Father. This is what God wanted me to speak on. Thank y'all for listening to me. Jesus love you. Father love you. The Holy Ghost, the angels, the ancestors, and I love y'all. And I will be back to talk to y'all again soon. Y'all have a good day and a blessed day.